Hello everyone, in this video you are going to see about the computer science practicals for higher secondary plus 1, and this is the next program in the series, which is the ninth program. Okay, so this is the program employee details using the class. Here we are using class and the concept of derived class. So in the previous video for ABC publishers, that is example using the class, that I have explained the basic concepts of class and how the class can be defined and derived. Now let us see how the derived class can be used over here. Okay, so now coming to the concept of specifiers, we have actually three types of specifiers basically, which are the private, protected and the public. What is private is the data and the functions can be accessed within the scope of the same class only. It cannot be accessed in the derived class as well as in the outside the class. And what is protected specifier is the data and the function can be specified within the same class as well as within the derived class, but not outside the class. And what is public specifier is the data and the function can be specified in all the cases. That means within the same class, within outside the class as well as also in the derived class. So this is the public specifier. Okay, that means in the case of within the same class, whether the data is private or protected or public, the data and the function can be accessed. Both the data and the functions can be accessed, that is within the same class. Okay, so this is how the specifier concept works. So this is mainly used to protect the data and the function from the unauthorized access. Okay, so now here, what is the same class is the base class. When you say derived class, means we can create the classes from the existing class. So the same class is the base class and the derived class is the class derived from the same class. It is also called parent class as well as the child class. This is all about the access specifiers. Now next one is, let's see the program of how to how to use the inheritance concept or the specifier concept. Okay, I have given the whole structure of the program just in order to make it to understand how the program has to be written. Okay, so don't confuse with all the open braces and the closed braces and the how to close the program. Just I am giving the structure to show you all how multiple classes can be used in the any program. Here in this case we are having two classes, having employee as one class and salary as the other class. Here employee is the base class and salary is the derived class. Otherwise you can say employee is the parent class and salary is the child class. Here this particular line of statement will inherit or will derive the base class from the derived class from the base class. That means the class salary is the derived class or the child class, which is taken from the base class, which is called as the parent class, that employee class. Okay, so when you start defining the class, you use the keyword class and then space in the class name and then open the brace and close the brace and close with the semicolon. The semicolon closes the class itself. Okay, and then in order to start the new class, again use the class keyword space the class name and then this is the specifier. This is the access specifier to say public, private or protected. Here we are using the public specifier to inherit all the data and function of the previous classes. So this is the public specifier and then space the parent class. Okay, so this is the line that inherits the child class, which is the salary, from the parent class, which is the employee. Here the space is important. So class is the keyword, space the derived class, colon is the specifier symbol or the syntax, and then public is the access specifier, either to inherit the employee class publicly, protected or in the private manner. Now we are saying it is in public, and then employee is the base class. Okay, and now once the class starts, you have to open the brace and then close the brace and then close with the semicolon. So two classes, one class is employee, close the semicolon, second class is salary, close the semicolon, and then starts with the main program, and then we are using all the function and the statements, everything in the main program, and finally we have to close the main program. So this is how the structure of the program goes. Okay, so let us see block by block. So I have divided this program into 3 blocks. The class employee as one block, and then class salary as the other block, and the int as the 3 blocks, to show you how the classes can be derived, and then how the functions can be called and objects can be instantiated. Now this is the description given you for how to make the class definition and the inherited class. So employee is the class name having all the details, employee number, name and designation, and the function get. Okay, and then next is the derived class having the salary class, which is the having the data, these public members, basic pay, HRA, DA, PF and NP, and which are all the floating point variables, and then the member function, get one, calculate and display. And this is the task given you to write the class using the derived class concept. Now let us see block by block how the program is written. Now the first block, the base class define. So keyword class, base class name employee, open the space and then write public some integer variable and the character variable you are using in the classes, and then write the function, the get function. So open the brace and then close the brace for the get function. Here no need to use the semicolon. Okay, so any function starts with the open brace and close brace and having all the definitions and the of the function, like getting the employee number, employee name with the cout and the cin statement, and then close the class. Okay, and then as usual the program starts with the include IO stream and namespace identifier to get the variables. And then next block is the derived class block, where the class keyword is given, the derived class name is salary, the specifier, and then the specifier symbol is colon symbol, and the specifier is public here, and then we are using the base class emp, start the class and then close the class. Okay, and then close the class using the semicolon, and then write all the variables and the functions of this particular salary class. Here floating point variable, basic pay, HRA, DA and all the variables, and then the function public void get one, get the basic pay, and then get the house rent allowance, cin HRA, using all the cout and cin statement, get the basic pay, house rent allowance, DNS allowance and provident fund, and then this function is over. Here they are simply closing without a semicolon. Okay, and then start the next function, void calculate, and then calculate has only one formula, net pay is equal to basic pay plus HRA plus DA. This is the gross allowance we have done in the first program, and then minus PF is the net pay. So gross pay is adding basic pay, HRA and DA, and from this gross pay if you subtract the PF, that is the net pay. That is one calculation part. And then the next function is the display function to display all the content, and we have to close this class with the semicolon. So next part is over. Then coming to the next part is the main part, where integer main as we are return 0, and then main program starts. We are having the variable integer I comma n and then character, and here in the main class we always instantiate the class. It means we are deriving the object for the class. So class salary, we are creating a object of S which is of 10. That means we are going to create employee records for 10 employees, and each record is not a single data, having multiple data like employee number, name, their HRA, basic pay, salary and all the content. So every employee data is not a single data, but it is a data collection of data. So it has given as an in the array braces. Okay, so now this particular function will create a object 10 objects for the salary class. When you say the salary class, it is always inheriting the employee class, because in the previous slides I have shown you how this employee class derives the is giving the salary class. So when you say salary class, it is also having the data and the functions of salary class as well as the employee class. This is exactly equal to a grandchild having the property or a quality of a parent as well as their grandparents. So they can have their own character also, their own functions also. Likewise here the main function, it has its own function, as some functions like it functions it to get the value, to get the employee number, and also it has its own data I comma n, and then here get the number of employee, it gives the number of employee you want to create, and then get the number of variables as n, and then apply the for loop for I is equal to 1 to n. So s1 s of I dot get means this particular function will get the employee data of the first employee from the employee class, and then s1 of get one will get the employee details from the second class called the salary class, because the other class having this get one function, and the employee class having this get function, and then s of I one of that calculate means this is the function of the second class calculating part. Okay, and then also display is also the function of the second class, which is the salary class. That means here we can use all the functions and all the data of both employee class as well as the salary class. So this is the concept where the derived class is used. Okay, and then we have to just display the values. So these functions get function and both the get functions get the value of employee data both from the employee class as well as the salary class, as well as this calculate and the display function will perform the function of calculating the basic pay, displaying the basic pay, all the calculations using the salary class details, and then finally in this main program the heading is displayed like employee details, and the employee the heading is displayed here, and then we can just display all the data of all the employees using this for loop, and then you have to return to the return 0 to close the int main program. Okay, so this is how the program logic works, and then when you're giving the output two employees and the details of all the employee number, name, designation, basic pay, HRA and all those things, and it calculates the net pay. Likewise, second employee, second person name, designation is all the calculations, and then it is displayed here. And here one more clarification I want to say. In the first program gross pay, we have calculated the gross pay using some calculation given as a rule of the program. Okay, like net basic pay, from the basic pay HRA is 90%, that DA is 80%. So that calculation we have done. That is also one way of doing. But in this program, the rule given is just to get the values. You can just enter the values and then input the values and make the calculation. Okay, so this is how the inheritance concept from the base class or the derived class works. Hope you would have all understood the concept of this derived class, and also you can use the same example for the access specifier. If the question is asked in the theory part, describe about the access specifiers, you can use the tabular column I have given in the previous slide and the explanation, and we can also use the example program for inheritance, and which is we are having base class and the derived class. So any part of the program can be used as an example for your theoretical point of view also. Hope you understood the logic behind this class and the derived class, and thanks for watching.